I want to talk about what I call my 7 ideals. And it's funny I say ideals because in life we have 3 personalities. There's like a philosophy of having 3 personalities. Number 1 is how you see yourself. Number 2 is how others see you. And number 3 is the reflection of who you really are. Your true self is your true self. There's no denying that. You can pretend to be someone who you're not, but if you're not being true to yourself, you're never really going to be happy. You can pretend to be happy, but you're never really going to be happy. And then you've got how people see you. Yeah? You shouldn't really be concerned with how people see you. Not really. But if you're being genuine, and if you're trying to achieve your best in life, trying to be a better person, then how people see you shouldn't be a bad thing. And number 3 is how you see yourself, or, your ideal self. Now in life, if you're working from, who you really are to becoming this ideal person, how you see yourself, that can't be a bad thing, really. What's wrong with improving yourself? Nothing. Nothing wrong with a bit of self-improvement. Some of us want to excel in our careers. Some of us want to become better parents. Some of us want to become better partners. Some of us just want to become better people. Some people may want to make more money so they can take care of their families, of themselves, have more security. Some people want to become healthier, fitter, so they can live longer and enjoy life without any pain, physical pain. Whatever you want to do, whatever your ideal is, there's nothing wrong with that. Everyone should have aims and ambitions. And it's only when we're working towards those aims and ambitions is when we feel, good about ourselves. You'll find that when you're not achieving the little goals that you set for yourself, you start to feel negative. Now, these 7 ideals that I have, I've came up with this myself because I believe with these pillars and these foundations in life, you can become your ideal self no matter what it is you want. And it's funny because I kind of like contrast these 7 ideals to the 7 sins. The 7 sins will hold you back. Well, these 7 ideals will only bring you forward. The first ideal that I put on the list is individuality. Very important. Individuality. We must be true to ourselves at all times. In order to be true to yourself, you've got to look within. Look within. Look at your childhood. Look at your adolescent years. Look at your adult years. Reflect and introspect. Many of us, when we think back, we'll see good times, and other times we'll see bad times, or maybe things that we might have wanted to change. Everything that we've been through in life is for a reason. If you've been through some sort of hardship, unfortunately, some people go through more hardship than others. These are lessons that's supposed to forge us, make us the people we are today. They're supposed to make us stronger. But our history makes us who we are today. And to deny what we've been through is to deny a part of ourselves, or to deny a part of our growth. Our experiences shape us who we are today, what we've been through. You may have gone through a lot of rejection. You may have gone through a lot of disappointment. You may have had to work hard for everything in life. Nothing came to you easy. If you can relate to that, those things are the pillars that make you an individual, okay? When you do not stand out from the crowd, when you do not necessarily fit in, those things make you an individual. Yeah, okay, we're all individuals. But it's about being proud of your individuality. You know, from the clothes you wear to how you wear your hair, okay? To how you speak to the people you feel comfortable with. Those things is what makes you an individual. And it's about being comfortable with those things. Don't try to change yourself or conform to other people's ideals. Okay? You can only be truly happy if you're conforming to your own ideals. As long as you're not hurting it, as long as you're not hurting anyone or damaging yourself, there is nothing wrong with expressing yourself the way you want to truly express yourself. You know? And sometimes when we are expressing ourselves, we may change our opinion. Let's say, for example, one day you may want to have long hair and then you may decide to cut it short. One day you're a vegetarian, the next you don't want to be anymore. Okay? Everyone's got different belief systems that they come into in life. You should be able to change these things whenever you want to, without having to be judged on having these different choices. Because all you're doing is growing and learning and developing layers to your personality. That's all you're doing. It's very restrictive when someone says, oh, you've changed, you're not the same person anymore. That is restricting you from growing as an individual. Look at the world. The world around us is so diverse. So diverse. Different societies, different people, different ethnicities with cultures. How can you not be diverse too and expect to be a fully functioning individual? If you want to walk around with a smile on your face and say hello to strangers, that's what you should do. So what if the person walks past you and thinks you're strange? You know what? You're not strange. That person's strange for not having any decency, not having the basic manners and respect. You keep on walking, you maintain that smile, you remain happy within your individuality. Don't change for others. Don't try to be harder. Don't try to be tougher. You know? It takes true strength to be yourself. Yeah? Stand strong in individuality. My next I, which is independence. It's very important to be independent. You must teach your children to be independent from a young age, as early as possible. When you're adolescent, you must seek to be independent from as young as possible. To be independent takes a lot of self-discipline, takes a lot of self-respect, because you don't want to rely on others all the time. You want to rely on yourself. It's very important to be able to rely on self. If you want to do something, you shouldn't need the motivation or the permission to do something if you're a fully functioning adult. You should be able to motivate yourself to do anything you want to do without needing to be pushed by others to do it. It's very good, it's very self-empowering to be independent. When you're independent, you don't need to fit in a crowd. When you're independent, you don't fall victim to peer pressure. You're happy to make your own choices within your own individuality. You know, being independent makes you free, doesn't make you a slave. To have critical thinking, you know, to challenge things people tell you. There's nothing wrong with thinking critically, challenging things when people tell you. If someone is talking logical sense, they should be able to be challenged and come forth with an argument, you know, a debate. People should be able to debate and argue like civilized adults without having to get angry. Okay? It's very important to maintain your independent thought. Very independent. People will try to manipulate you if you're not independent. People will try to exploit you and take advantage of you if you're not independent. If you can't earn money for yourself, then someone will present money to you, but that comes at a price. In most cases, you may have to do certain things in order to earn that money. It could be anything from always being there for them, or them having to belittle you in some way. When you're independent, it stops people from exploiting you in so many ways. Some people will try to cut you off, might not want to talk to you no more. But when you're independent, you don't care. Do you know why? Because you must be friends with yourself first. It's about self. Always deal with self first. You don't need people. You need yourself. Having a relationship with yourself. Yeah? Because self, there's so much when it comes to self. It's not only you as a physical being, it's also you as a spiritual being. And that's where a higher order comes into it. You're not having a relationship with just self, you know. You're having a relationship with the Creator. The Creator. It's a life force energy within you. You're never on your own. In the true essence, everything is connected. So you must develop a relationship with self and know that you're not truly alone. Always be friends with yourself first. Therefore, people won't be able to manipulate you or cut you off or make you feel castigated. Another ideal that I have is what I respect a lot. It's what I call intelligence. And when I say intelligence, I'm not talking about, rocket science. I'm talking about a love for intellectual development, intellectual thought, putting logic and reason above emotion and passion. Now don't get me wrong, emotion and passion are good things, but emotion and passion can lead to people doing some bad things. Let's say, for example, a partner cheats on their partner, and out of passion, out of emotion, they end up killing that person. Whereas if you thought logically and used reason and used your intellect, the best form of revenge would not be to commit murder, would it? No, it would be just to cut that person off from yourself and no longer give them any part of your energy. No longer give them any part of yourself. If that person doesn't respect you, then cut them off. Cut them off. Stop supplying them with your energy. Because when we're there for people, and when we're around people, we are vibing off each other. We are taking from each other. I take your energy, you take mine, we share. That's what life's really about. We're vibrating off each other's energies. You can vibrate off the weather, you can vibrate off nature, you can vibrate off looking within and meditating. You can vibrate off anything. But when you're with a negative person, they only seek to kind of like take from your good vibration. So you must always, always use your intelligence when you're dealing with people. Don't use your emotion. Save your emotion for the right people in life. Some people don't deserve your emotion. You must always use your mind. Always think logically and use reason. I mean, let's say for example, why I like logic and reasoning over emotion and passion. It's because it helps you to grow, it helps you to learn. If you believe in one thing, let's say for example, if you believe that the people, let's say for example, if you believed let's say this is what I mean to say. Let's say for example, if you believe that there was many different races on this earth, many different human races, that there's black people, white people, Indian people, Chinese people and so forth, all these different races. If you believe that growing up, I can't blame you, because that's what we're conditioned to believe in society. But did you know the actual fact is there's only one race, the human race. That's why we can reproduce with one another. There's only one human race. Race is a social construct. Now you can say it to someone and they say, no, there's different races, blah, blah, blah. But then it's down to that person to kind of like confront their own biases or to confront their comfort zones. Do some research. And if you do some research, you will find out the true facts. Because the most racist person will tell you there's only one race, and it's the human race. Knowledge is out there in books, just have to read it. Knowledge is out there on the internet, just have to use it for the right thing. Some people rather stay within their comfort zone rather than living in the truth. But my intellect is about truth, facts, and logic. Now, in order to be enlightened, you have to accept the truth. Okay? Because truth is knowledge also. When you accept the truth, it may make you angry, you may deny the truth, but it's only when you accept the truth is when you can fully move on. And in your mind becomes free, and you can truly be happy rather than living with some false ideal of what is. People who have these opinions use them to serve their own ego. So someone who prefers to live in a comfort bubble, they too can be manipulated because they do not want to seek the truth. They just want to hear what sounds comfortable to them. So if their agenda is saying there's different races, then their agenda is keeping people divided. Then really, even if your agenda is to keep people divided, if you just accept the truth that there's only one human race, then maybe you can actually free your mind and not concern yourself with dividing people. Why not do something more positive, like celebrate your culture? Don't concentrate on negative things. Celebrate the positives within yourself. Celebrate your culture, share your culture, teach your culture to other people. There's only one race, but you know what? There's different societies and different cultures. And rather than alienating people, we should seek to embrace people. Because at the end of the day, we are one. I prefer logic and reasoning for this reason. Another one of my 7 ideals is intensity. Anything we do, okay, we must do with purpose. But when you start something, you may not start out so good. That doesn't matter. All that matters is that you start. And when you start, it's very important to keep the momentum going. Okay? When you keep the momentum going, that's when you're building intensity. You build intensity in the gym, for example. You build intensity when you're training, when you're exercising. You don't start off being the best. But if you keep on going, remaining consistent, it's always easier to work from momentum than to start from scratch. Yeah? Momentum builds intensity. Anything you're doing, you can apply this to work. You can apply this to work. Anything you do, work off the momentum. Keep going, keep going, keep going. It's always easier to start from momentum than it is to start from scratch. Always use intensity. Always add to your learning store. Another one of my 7 ideals is innovation. Innovation. Using your initiative. Now that comes with being a leader as well. And if you're being independent, if you're living within your own individuality, okay, that helps you to be innovative, to be able to lead by your own example, by not being a follower. Now, being a leader, first and foremost, you have to lead yourself. Okay? You lead yourself. As I said, if you want to do something, you do it. As long as you're not harming no one. And you will naturally inspire others. Okay? You do not seek people, you don't seek followers. But by being true to yourself, by being innovative and initiating new things, or even starting anything, you will attract naturally certain people. And if you're being genuine, you're going to attract people who's on your same wavelengths. Innovation is very important. To not to sit around and plan. Rather than waiting around for perfection to start anything. You know? See everything as a working document. Everything in life is a working document. And allow yourself to improve along the way. That is innovative. You don't have all the plans laid out, but you're problem solving along the way. You're remaining positive and optimistic, and you're using common sense as well, gaining experience along the way. Another one of my 7 ideals is integrity. Basically, that's like being ethical and being honest. If we try to be ethical and honest in everything that we do, our relationships with others will be very positive. No one's perfect. We can't be honest or ethical at all times. I'm sure some people may drop litter every now and again. I'm sure people may maybe tell lies to their boss at work in regards to wanting some time off. I'm sure some people have done that before. But if you want to build trust and build rapport with people, being honest goes a long way. Honesty builds trust. It builds friendships. It builds respect. People know where they stand with you. People will allow you into their circles, into their network. Having integrity, it really does help to form what people say, show me your vibe and I'll show you your tribe. So if you are walking in good vibes, you will attract good people. You'll also attract bad people as well, because bad people will always seek to take that good energy from you. So you have to be aware of those type of people. You have to be aware of toxic people. A lot of people who got a lot of integrity always seem to attract toxic people. And there's a name I've got for toxic people. And those names are, number 1, a narcissist, and number 2, emotional vampire. You can put that word together. Narcissistic emotional vampires are toxic people. They seek to drain everything that's good about you, because they're the individuals who haven't worked on themselves. They're empty, they're shallow, they're insecure, and they only seek to take from you in order to feel better about yourself. Following these ideals will help you not become one of those type of people. Narcissists, emotional vampires, toxic people, they're not born, they're made. They're made by their life experiences. They're made by rejection, by being hurt. All those things that should make you become a better person, they make toxic people a bad person. They're just on the other end of the spectrum. You're in the middle. You can either go one way or you can go the other way. Integrity helps not to become a narcissist. Try to be more empathic. Try to be more understanding to people. Try not to hurt people, because you wouldn't like to be hurt yourself. Always try to treat people the way how you like to be treated. Work towards that. To show empathy is to basically have life experience. How can you empathize with someone if you don't know what they're going through? If you ain't got much empathy, you can show some form of sympathy, but people feel related to when you can empathize with them. Let's say, for example, you suffered a close bereavement, mother, father, brother, sister, grandparent, close cousin, best friend, a pet. If you've loved and lost, then you can relate to someone who's loved and lost as well. That's how you empathize. Showing sympathy is feeling sorry for someone without understanding what they're going through. Showing empathy is putting yourself in their place. Seeing the world through their eyes. That's how you get good songwriters. That's how you get good actors. Because they just have to put themselves in that situation of how they felt when they were sad, or how they felt when things didn't go so right. That's how people can be on real tears. They have to put themselves back in the feeling, and you only get that through life experience. You don't get that by sitting at home all day watching internet. You only get that by putting yourself out there, meeting people and getting life experience. Integrity is so important. And being empathic, being genuine to yourself and being genuine to others. It not only helps you stay away from negativity, it also helps others as well. Everyone's protecting themselves. Everyone's hiding what they perceive to be a weaker part of themselves. Everyone's scared from being hurt. Basically, my next ideal, and it's the last one, is invest. That's the last one. Yeah? Always invest within yourself. People always associate investing with finances. Well, let's not forget about that. It's very important to have a basis of a financial education. Work hard, save your money, and then invest your money. You can only invest by spending. Okay? Not saving. Saving and investing is two different things. When you invest, you need to invest on yourself. Buy good food, healthy food. If you have to pay a little bit more for it, in the long run, it's better off for you. Health is wealth. Invest in yourself, in your mind. Always educate yourself. Invest in your body. Train. Exercise. Very important to exercise. Invest in your relationships with people. Become emotionally intelligent. Have empathy. Understand yourself so you can understand others. Always invest in yourself. Investing in yourself is basically self-improvement. I can't emphasize more how important it is to always invest. Invest in you. It's only when you invest in yourself, then you're able to invest in others. You can't give to someone if you're bankrupt, if you're emotionally bankrupt, if you're physically bankrupt, if you're mentally bankrupt. It's no good to nobody. You must invest in yourself before you invest in others. I am continually investing in myself because I always seek to improve myself. I am so blessed to be alive. And while we're alive, it's never too late. Never too late once you're alive. Every day your life is an opportunity. You wake up each day with an opportunity to improve yourself. You are blessed every day. The older you are, the more blessed you are, because you have seen more than the younger generation. You have lived more. Society today, modern society, embarrassed to tell people their age. Why would you be embarrassed to tell people your age? Let's say this. Let's say if physically your parents didn't change, what would you be more proud of saying? Or 20? Or 40? Or 60? Or 80? 100? 200? 300? 5,000? Yeah? With age comes, with age, there's something majestic about age, because with age comes wisdom. It should do. But everyone's concerned with the physical parents. Well, there's actually something you can do about that. You can look after yourself. As I say, you can exercise. Yeah. The body is a physical thing. It is bound by laws of taking care of your body. Okay? Eating well, exercising, meditation, not taking on no stress. All those things will slow the aging process. What I say is probably make you age how we're supposed to age. Not putting bad things into our body. Smoking, drinking too much alcohol, eating too much processed foods. All those things slow us down and age us. They say if you're not growing, you're actually dying. You're on the same spectrum. If you're not growing, evolving, developing, creating new cells, you're dying. See, when you die, you don't create no more cells. When you're alive, you're constantly growing hair, constantly growing nails, your skin's constantly regenerating. Yeah? When you're healthy, when you're training, when you're exercising, those new cells regenerate even more so. Yeah? Because they have to get stronger in order to get fitter. So you're always creating new cells. But when you're dying, it's slower to create. And if you're not creating new cells and regenerating yourself and resetting, yourself, you're on the spectrum of dying. Get on the spectrum of living. Invest in yourself. Those are the 7 ideals that I use, and I've put these together over the last 20 years. I put these in place to try and improve myself at all times, to try to be that individual who is confident. He doesn't need the acceptance from others in order to get a sense of worth. To be independent, to be strong in my own thinking, to not follow the crowd. When other people are running, be confident in walking. When other people are walking, be confident in running. When people are being loud, be quiet and listen. When people are being quiet, speak up, initiate, be the one to start change. Investing in yourself, growing in integrity, being honest, being brave enough to be honest. These are qualities that help you to improve on that spectrum, to becoming a positive person and not a toxic person. On another topic, I'll talk about toxic people. But do I really want to give all my attention to talk about toxic people? Not really. I want to keep this channel positive. I want to keep things I talk about positive. So if I do talk about negative things, it will be part of a more positive discussion. I don't think I'm going to give much time to toxic people, to narcissists, to emotional vampires. No. But they will be included in some of the talk because they're on the other end. They're the spectrum. They're the ones who we need to protect ourselves from. Yeah? We need to use tools in order to deal with them. Yeah? The tools that they use, you use it against them. You use it for protection. Nothing more and nothing less. But that's something we'll talk about on another day. Anyway, I need to get to work. I need to get my day started and do my daily steps. It's all about moving forward. And thanks for taking the time to listen.